Welcome to Deep Into Finance family. We appreciate you being here with us. Give us a like and subscribe to our channel. Share with your friends and family, and stay up to date to our future videos. Avoiding debt is a key component of financial stability and long-term wealth building. Debt can accumulate quickly and be difficult to get out of, leading to stress and financial strain. However, there are a number of strategies that can be employed to avoid debt and stay financially stable. In this article, we will discuss some key tips for avoiding debt and maintaining a healthy financial situation. Create a budget. One of the most important steps in avoiding debt is creating a budget. A budget is a tool that helps you track your income and expenses and make sure that you are living within your means. To create a budget, you need to start by determining your monthly income and then listing out all of your expenses. This includes everything from rent, mortgage, utilities, groceries, and entertainment expenses. Once you have a clear picture of your income and expenses, you can make adjustments to your spending to ensure that you are not spending more than you earn. Live below your means. Living below your means is a critical component of avoiding debt. It means that you are spending less money than you earn and saving the rest. This requires a certain amount of discipline and self-control, but it is essential if you want to avoid accumulating debt. There are a number of strategies that can help you live below your means, such as buying used items instead of new ones, cutting back on entertainment expenses, and finding ways to save on monthly bills. Build an emergency fund. Another important step in avoiding debt is building an emergency fund. An emergency fund is a savings account that you can use in case of an unexpected expense or financial setback. This can include things like car repairs, medical bills, or job loss. Having an emergency fund can help you avoid going into debt to cover these expenses, as you will have the money saved up to cover them. Avoid using credit cards. Credit cards can be a double-edged sword. On one hand, they can provide you with a convenient way to make purchases and earn rewards. On the other hand, they can be a slippery slope into debt if not used responsibly. To avoid accumulating credit card debt, it's important to only use your credit cards when you know you can pay off the balance in full each month. Avoid carrying a balance on your credit cards, as this can lead to high interest charges and a cycle of debt. Pay off high interest debt. If you already have debt, it's important to prioritize paying off high interest debt first. This includes things like credit card debt and personal loans with high interest rates. By paying off high interest debt first, you can reduce the amount of interest you are paying and get out of debt faster. Consider debt consolidation. If you have multiple debts with high interest rates, debt consolidation may be an option to consider. Debt consolidation involves taking out a new loan to pay off your existing debts. This can make it easier to manage your debt, as you will only have one monthly payment to make instead of multiple payments to different creditors. Additionally, debt consolidation can often result in a lower interest rate, which can save you money in the long run. Avoid impulse purchases. Impulse purchases can be a major contributor to debt accumulation. To avoid impulse purchases, it's important to be mindful of your spending habits and to take the time to think through purchases before making them. Before making a purchase, ask yourself if it is something you really need or if it is just something you want in the moment. By taking the time to think through your purchases, you can avoid making impulse buys that can lead to debt. Stay organized. Staying organized is key to avoiding debt. This means keeping track of your expenses, bills, and financial accounts. By staying organized, you can ensure that you are paying your bills on time and avoiding late fees, as well as keeping track of your spending and making adjustments to your budget as needed. There are a number of tools and apps available that can help you stay organized, such as budgeting apps and automatic bill payment services. Negotiate bills. Another way to avoid debt is to negotiate bills. This can include things like negotiating your rent or mortgage payment, negotiating lower interest rates on credit cards or loans, or negotiating your cable or internet bill. By negotiating your bills, you can potentially save money and reduce your expenses, which can help you avoid going into debt. Increase your income. Finally, increasing your income can be an effective way to avoid debt. This can include things like taking on a side job or starting a side hustle, asking for a raise at your current job, or finding ways to monetize your skills or hobbies. By increasing your income, you can have more money to put towards your savings and debt repayment, which can help you avoid going into debt in the first place. Avoiding debt requires discipline, self-control, and a commitment to living below your means. By creating a budget, living below your means, building an emergency fund, avoiding using credit cards, paying off high-interest debt, considering debt consolidation, avoiding impulse purchases, staying organized, negotiating bills, and increasing your income, you can take proactive steps to avoid debt and maintain a healthy financial situation. Remember, avoiding debt is not just about staying out of debt. It's also about building long-term financial stability and wealth. It's important to remember that avoiding debt is not a one-time fix, but rather a lifelong practice. Even if you have never been in debt before, it's important to continue to practice good financial habits and make smart decisions with your money. By doing so, you can avoid financial stress and have more freedom to pursue your goals and dreams. One way to make sure you stay on track is to regularly review and update your budget. Your financial situation may change over time, and it's important to adjust your budget accordingly. For example, if you get a raise at work, you may want to increase your savings or put more money towards debt repayment. On the other hand, if you experience a financial setback, such as a job loss or unexpected medical expense, you may need to adjust your budget to reflect your new circumstances. Another important practice to maintain is checking your credit report regularly. Your credit report contains information about your credit history, including any outstanding debts, late payments, or other issues that could impact your credit score. By reviewing your credit report regularly, you can catch any errors or inaccuracies and take steps to correct them. You can also monitor your credit score to see how your financial decisions are impacting your credit worthiness. In addition to these practices, it's important to stay educated about personal finance and continue to learn about new strategies and tools for managing your money. There are a wealth of resources available online and in books that can help you improve your financial literacy and make more informed decisions about your money. Ultimately, avoiding debt is about taking control of your financial situation and making smart decisions with your money. By following the tips outlined in this article and staying committed to your financial goals, you can avoid debt and build a more stable and prosperous financial future. It's also important to recognize that sometimes unexpected circumstances can arise that may lead to debt. For example, a sudden illness or injury may require expensive medical treatment, or a job loss may result in a loss of income. In these situations, it's important to have a plan in place to manage your debt and minimize the impact on your finances. One strategy for managing debt during difficult times is to prioritize your expenses. This means focusing on essential expenses, such as housing, food, and health care, and cutting back on non-essential expenses, such as entertainment and dining out. You can also explore options for reducing your expenses, such as negotiating bills, refinancing debt, or finding ways to lower your monthly bills. If you do find yourself in debt, it's important to take action as soon as possible. Ignoring debt or delaying payments can lead to additional fees, penalties, and damage to your credit score. Instead, consider reaching out to your creditors to discuss options for repayment or debt consolidation. You may also want to seek the advice of a financial counselor or debt management professional to help you navigate your options. In conclusion, avoiding debt is a critical component of building a healthy financial future. By creating a budget, living below your means, building an emergency fund, avoiding impulse purchases, negotiating bills, and increasing your income. You can take proactive steps to avoid debt and maintain a stable financial situation. It's important to remember that avoiding debt is a lifelong practice, and it requires discipline, self-control, and a commitment to making smart decisions with your money. By staying informed and proactive, you can build a solid foundation for financial stability and achieve your long-term financial goals.